Alright, guys. Bringing you actually, of all things, a guest video on YouTube. Sorry about that. From my boy Drunk Zaku. He's in the Silver Haze, the new gym custom variation, I suppose you can call it. And well, we're gonna talk about. Oh, it's. I just noticed that it's got the little horns on it, so it kind of like ears. Get it because from Hazel with all the rabbits and stuff, or Vantage Zeta with all the rabbits. So, what we're gonna talk about today, well, besides this thing, I don't have it, but he does, so I just watched the gameplay beforehand. Is something I like to call the Piranha Theorem. I think that's what I'm going to call it. Maybe it has some sort of other proper use, but that's what we're going to talk about. But first, the Silver Haze. It has two melee weapons, a beam saber and a beer trident, which you use to slap people. It's more like a beam broom, really. More like a beam broom, which you use to sweep people off their feet. It's an instant knockdown weapon. Doesn't matter what swing you use, it will knock down with every single hit. It's got a single beam saber, but its neutral swing is a stab. So this thing really stretches itself out to get as much damage as it can. It's also got a lunging down swing with its trident or its broom. I don't think this thing gets two swings. I don't know. I can't say for sure. I forget. As my have knows, it is kind of fragile. Okay, it gets two swings. It gets three swings on all of it. And all of them knocked down. This thing is basically a Dom high maneuver, but better. It's slimmer and thus hard to hit. It has two melee weapons instead of one. And it has better swings than it too, so it's just a straight up better version of it. Granted, the dumb high mobility is a tier down. So I start the game by losing the first firefight. That's a very if there's a firefight you don't want to lose, it's the first one. Because now if they want to get the lead, they need to win twice for every once they do. And after their next team fight, they're going to be low on health. And on the third team fight, the enemy team's going to be ideally full on health. So in Gundam Battle Operation, it's really not. Don't lose that first fight, whatever you do. Now he's playing with a bunch of friends here. He's playing with Camphor and Mikey. I think I played with everyone but Gundam Maniac. He's on the other team. I think I played with everyone but Gundam Maniac today. At least at the time of this recording. Now this is what I'm talking about when it comes to the Piranha Theorem. What they start doing, I think this is unconscious. I think they're basically just laughing their asses off. But what I'm noticing here is whenever an enemy just moves that little bit too far away, he's just a little out of position, just a little too far away from the team. Also, this is a pink match, so everyone's playing raid. But whenever one enemy just moves just a few meters too far away, all five of them jump on him. And because you have all this melee swinging around, well, and maneuver, it's not something you really want to just jump into, right? So doing that, they can claw their way back from basically a point deficit. Matter of fact, they have it back now. I'm surprised it didn't kill. This thing's also actually, I would argue, better than the Red Rider. While the Red Rider has 3 melee weapons instead of 2, this thing has instant knockdown and also lunging attacks. And sweeping attacks, best kind of downswings in the game. I don't remember this thing has a dodge roll. I don't think it does. Look at this. Insane range, insane damage. So yeah, something gets caught off by itself, they just go into a freaking frenzy. Now, that was just disrespectful. The enemy team should be doing here is using basically a strength and numbers kind of strategy. If they're just going to frenzy and instantly separate, what you guys should be doing is using herd or pack mentality. You guys should act like zebras. If we're using animal metaphors here, stick together, don't separate. Because I don't think there isn't a single bazooka on the enemy team, so you can't stun more than one of you at a time. Like, so I think people were too busy laughing their asses off to really analyze the situation properly. And to be fair, it is just friends fighting, so there you go. Also, another thing this guy has over the Dom Haimo is the Gatling gun. Dom high mobility or high maneuver doesn't have any kind of secondary weapon besides the flash, which is fantastic, by the way. But if inconsistent, it's fantastic if inconsistent. It even has a leg up over the Red Rider, so this thing might be a little overtuned. Yeah, he has machine guns, so they can't stun more than one enemy at a time. And that's all they're doing. They're just pulling it back one kill at a time, and they exceeded that a long time ago. If the enemy team wants this, they're gonna have to get together. Yeah, they're gonna have to get the game on and stick together, but man, it's a friendly casual match. That's not what this is about, right? This isn't a rated match. Now, I think we're past the point where I watched it, so I'm not sure precisely why he decided to spawn here. I guess he wants to see. Okay, fair enough. I think Zaku might see what's going on too. Between the two of them, they're not going to fight off 4 or 5 people, so it's kind of just better to fall back and retreat there. Janitor, yeah. Janitor just lost like half his health in an instant, like within like one frame. Okay, this part I did see. In this case, the Zuda should be out of range. Zuda should not be able. That really big gun Zuda doesn't actually have that much range, so he shouldn't be able to hit him from here. You're about to see the Piranha Theorem in action. Give it a second. Give it a second. Give it a second. Pew. Yep, they're in. I mean that's just. There are a few things scarier than a bunch of angry pink mobile suits just running at a single guy at the same time, right? There are a few things that's threatening. Bonk. Yeah, they're definitely frenzied like freaking piranhas. I was surprised that second hit didn't kill. I'm surprised he didn't go for the tackle there, but it might not have done anything in this particular case. Doesn't matter either. They're winning by a pretty good amount. I think if everyone dies, it's still possible to lose this. This thing can be absolutely ridiculous. Well-timed teabag. There you go, Drunk Zaku and the Piranha Theorem. Look at that. Gundam Maniac clearing the board on the other side.